Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Ultima VII. Alright, some good news and bad news. The good news, well, we'll start with the bad news first. The bad news is that, after I finished the previous episode, I noticed that my second bag that was in here had vanished. That was the bag that had all my rings, my wands, including Rudium's wand, a key item, and, of course, all the virtue stones, also key items. It had vanished. I think what happened was that I was using a temporary bag, one that I probably got off of a monster corpse. Don't use those bags. Do not use those bags. And when I went and exchanged all my coins at the, or all my gold bars and nuggets at the mint, it deleted the bag somehow. So I'm using a different bag, and I've put it in here into my reagent bag so that it is hopefully less likely to cause problems. It is a permanent bag. I went and found it in one of the houses back in Britain. So that's the bad news. The good news is that the bad news is that I had to redo 2 episodes worth of stuff to get back to this point. But we do have all of our spells now. I believe we should. So, let's see. Awaken, Weather, Douse, Fireworks, Glimmer, Help, Ignite, and Thunder. Create Food, Cure, Detect Trap, Great Douse, Great Ignite, Light, Locate, Awaken All, Destroy Trap, Enchant. I went through and enchanted all of my arrows and bolts, so they are now all magical. I also bought a bunch of magic bolts for Iolo, so he's got tons of stuff. Yeah, enchant is really nice. Permanently turns non-magical arrows and bolts into magical arrows and bolts. And it's an entire stack, so make the stack as large as possible before doing it. Fire Blast, Great Light, Mass Cure, Protection, Telekinesis, Wizard Eye. I believe Telekinesis is a required spell. You must have it to complete the game. I think. Pretty sure you do, but I'm not positive. Curse, Heal, Swarm, Protect All, Paralyze, Peer, Poison, Sleep. Conjure, Lightning, Mark, Mass Curse, Recall, Reveal. Seance and Unlock Magic are also both spells that you are required to have to complete the game. Charm, Dance, Dispel Field, Explosion, Great Heal, Invisibility, Fire Field, Mass Sleep, Cause Fear, Clone, Fire Ring, Flame Strike, Magic Storm, Poison Field, Sleep Field, Tremor, Create Gold, Death Bolt, Delayed Blast, Energy Field, Energy Mist, Mass Charm, Mass Might, Restoration, Armageddon, sorry, Death Vortex, Mass Death, Invisible All, Resurrect, Summon, Sword Strike, and Time Stop. Unfortunately, these last 2 circles I cannot cast just yet, but eventually I will be able to. For now, however, I think it's about time that we there we go. That fox is still poisoned. I think it's about time that we went and broke the game. And doing it in a perfectly valid way as well. Ignore all that. Don't look at that. Don't look at that. You didn't see that. Alright, let's see. I need to find the entrance. That's not the entrance. Someone gonna say something? No one's gonna say something? Like the island doesn't seem all that stable? Alright, so there is, you would sail your ship right up here. There is a little tower there. And you'd basically pull up and dock. Of course. There we go. Alright, Looks like there is some substantial damage. Do not look at the magic gem that you got from... well, I'll go ahead and show it to you, I guess. So yeah, if you look at the magic gem that British gave you, that would show you this point. It kind of just destroyed, blew up. Well, it just shattered, essentially. And since that is a gem, it is a gem and it's not a unique item, we're not going to do that. I think the reason for that is that it was easier to add a new quality to an item rather than add a new item entirely. Not positive, but I think that's how it worked. Did I load it? There we go. Okay. Now, what we really want to do at this point is let's go ahead and mark one of these. Let's go with red because it's the Isle of Fire. It is the Isle of Fire. Haven't really said that yet, but might as well mention that. Although I think, actually, I think British said something about that. A little bit of an earthquake. There is a moon gate here for some reason. I don't know where we go if we take it. Huh. Well, rather than, let's just go ahead and load the game and I'll remark. It's a little bit easier that way. Who is hungry? Dupre is hungry. Alright. Let's give you some food. Let's just go ahead and feed everyone. Make sure that everyone is maxed out on food, so we don't need to worry too much about people complaining about being hungry later. And he is not interested. And no, I don't want some ham. Oh, shocking. Okay. Oh yeah, I need to remark. Okay. That is a very interesting statue with glowy eyes. This door over here has been destroyed. The Dark Core. The test of something or other. Don't know what that means yet. There's a glowing mirror there that does not show a reflection. Let's see if there's anything up on the roof of this keep. There is definitely some damage here. Place has seen better days. Probably when I came through and defeated Exodus. Statue. 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 A strong, vibrant voice rings out in your mind. Greetings, Seeker. I am the Keeper of Courage. If thou hast the will to seek my reward, thou must enter the portal to the south. Ah, that's what that is. Suddenly your mind is filled with the crystal-clear resonance of an authoritative voice. Greeting to thee. I am the Keeper of Truth. Dost thou seek the wisdom and boon of truth? Not at the moment. I wish thee well, then. An unearthly, beautiful voice sighs gently into your consciousness. Greetings, Avatar. I represent the embodiment of love. Totally a unearthly, beautiful voice from me, right? Right? If thou dost seek enlightenment, thou must take the test of love. Its path lies through the glowing blue portal to the south. Interesting. Well, there is a guy up here. Let's go, see what he has to say. The Diary of Arthian. Entry number 1. Perhaps someday I shall have the time and inclination to write on this parchment, but for now it pleases me not to. Ah, interesting. Scroll of Infinity. Artifact, Talisman of Infinity. If reality is magic, if locale artifact is void, convex is find in Britannia, convex lens, concave is find in Britannia, concave lens. If do light test, concave, convex, talisman list is Britannia, search talisman. Counter is 0. For each talisman in talisman list, if no type talisman is truth, counter is counter and 1. If no type talisman is love, counter is counter and 1. If no type talisman is courage, counter is counter and 1. If counter is 3, do void access. Infinity action is action. Instance, a planar travel, Britannia, a callback, Talisman of Infinity. If reality is pseudoscience, evil entity is entity search, all powerful evil. If evil entity, check is push reality, evil entity. If not check, test, thou shalt never see this. Interesting. Let's take a look at these books. Enchanting items for household use. We've read that one. Converting moongates to thine own use by Arthian. Moongates come in 4 known varieties. Blue, a gate across a land. Red, a gate connecting worlds. Black, a gate that traverses dimensions. And the theoretical silver, time gate. These gates, to a lesser or greater degree, owe their power to the force exerted by large bodies of matter, moving through the space around us. Therefore, I postulate that if one can know what forces are being exerted, one can manipulate the destination of any given moongate by changing these forces. I think the silver moongate might have been in Ultima 3. I'm not sure. A red, a gate connecting worlds, and black is a gate that traverses dimensions, but aren't we from a different dimension? The book goes on to describe certain methods of manipulation, and save for the prohibitively large amounts of power required to affect even the weakest of moongates, the logic seems sound. Fascinating. The Dragon Compendium by Perrin. Found almost exclusively in the Dungeon Desert, dragons are an ancient race of large reptiles. They possess great intelligence, and a few also use magic, sometimes summoning other creatures to fight with or for them in battle. However, in combat they are quite formidable without any aid. And in addition to their sharp claws and the rows of razor-like teeth that fill their maws, they are capable of producing large clouds of fiery death. That, combined with their ability to become invisible, makes them more than a match for any foolish enough to cross them. Shouldst one ever be found that is willing to bargain with thee, I strongly suggest doing so, for very few can survive a battle with one of these terrible lizards, and even fewer can emerge victorious. Got some more books here, let's see. Artifacts of Darkness by Mordra Morgalain. Within the pages of this handwritten book are many references to devices of destructive power. Amongst them are Mondane's skull and Gem of Immortality, Minax's crystal ring, and the dark core of Exodus's memories. More recent entries describe the crown of the Lich King, the Well of Souls, and a mysterious Blackrock sword, which apparently has the power to slay even one so powerful as Lord British. A short essay involving a metal plate hung above a door explains what seems to be a far simpler method of dispatching the noble monarch. We've already read Memto Rays. Ethical Hedonism by R. Allen G. This handbook details a non-religious religion in which people live for the joy of living and make it their responsibility to keep the entire world out of disrepair. Pathways of Planar Travel. We have read that one already. Well, pardon me. Need some of this. It needs to go to the Avatar Pantry Fund. Yep. Avatar Pantry Fund. feeding avatars and associated personages for centuries. What is in there? I do need a hammer. I will need a hammer, and I forgot that when I ditched one earlier. Some cooking utensils. Various pieces of clothing. I wonder. Might not those come in handy for cutting cloth into bandages? Yeah, I was trying to see if I could do that with the shirt. Alright. Alright, mage. Hey! Hey! At your approach, the old man straightens and, looking directly at you, says, "Well met, Elmendreda. I am called Arthian. Although thou dost not know me, I know thee well. I have seen thee destroy Mondane's power and so defeat that misguided mage. I have seen thee vanquish the enchantress Minax. I have also seen, in a very unique way, how thou brought low the hellspawn Exodus." He falls silent here, and you notice that the old man's eyes are milky white. Name? The mage gives you a half smile. "'Twould seem that thy memory is failing thee, Elmendreda. As I have said, my name is Arthian." No, I just had... Look, see, this is a requirement of the job as Avatar. The Avatar must do this, or the Avatar is no longer the Avatar. The Avatar must ask name and job with people she meets. It's a requirement. I can't help it. If I don't do it, I'm no longer the Avatar. Job. I am a follower of the principle of truth. I hope you're not like that fox. Stupid Frank. But unlike those of the Lycaeum, I would prefer to seek out the knowledge instead of waiting for it to come to me. It is this curiosity which has brought me to this island from which Exodus, the spawn of Mundane and Minax, sought to rule the world. Yeah, but wasn't it in the southwest corner of the map at that game? I don't know. The books and scrolls here have taught me much of Britannia's history and other interesting subjects. His clouded eyes sparkle with intelligence. But you can't help wondering how books and scrolls are of any use to a man afflicted with blindness. Tell me about Mundane. Arthian scowls. Now there was a mighty wizard. A bit twisted, but then who knows what happens to the human mind when 'tis subjected to the powers he wielded. 'Tis even said his skull alone had the power to destroy enemies. He must have locked a magical matrix upon it. I'll have to research that. He nods his head, seemingly making a mental note, then continues with a wistful look on his aged features. I would have loved to study that fascinating gem of immortality, but alas, I was born in too late an era. Tell me about Minax. A sad, sweet smile comes to the wizard's face. She was quite a comely lass at one time, with a mind forever searching. His expression darkens, but then Mundane forced all the good sense from her. She became a power unto herself in time. I do not think she quite rivaled her former mentor, Mundane, but she was a force to be reckoned with, nevertheless. And that thou didst, with the quicksword and Enilno. Online. That act will most likely have tales sung about it for the next eon. You know, that's actually one of the annoying the things that has really bugged me about the Ultima games ever since this. Ever since I discovered the games, which technically I discovered with Ultima VII here. And then went back and played all of the old ones. Enilno never showed up again. It totally should have. It really bugs me that it never has. I want to know more about it. I want to know how powerful it would be in, say, Ultima VII. Plus, I mean, I don't know. I just always got the impression that it was an intelligent weapon, and that would have been awesome. Under his breath, he adds, even if Iolo's the only one who sings about it. With a look of indignation, Iolo says, Pardon me, sir, but I'll have thee know that ballads of the Avatar still grace all of the finest drinking establishments in Britannia. And what a dubious distinction that is. The corners of the mage's mouth come up in a delicate smile. An angry retort dies on Iolo's lips as the elderly mage lifts his hand in a gesture of peace. Please forgive the offense I have given. thou shouldst know that I have seen, almost first-hand, the Avatar's bravery in the face of adversity. I have nothing but the highest regard for the destroyer of the Age of Darkness and the harbinger of the Age of Enlightenment. Tell me about Exodus. That being has become a passion of mine lately. He almost glows with excitement. Indeed, 'tis what brought me here. While I was at the Lycaeum, I happened upon a passage in a manuscript that described an island of fire. Upon further research, I found that the entity known as Exodus was not truly destroyed. The interface between its two parts in the world was merely severed. Interface? His expression is unreadable. The machine that thou dost destroyed was Exodus's means of communication with and control of the world. When it was destroyed, his psyche could no longer retain its hold on the dark core. Excuse me. I have often wondered if another interface was implemented. Would the psyche return or possibly be regenerated? As his idle musings begin to run toward possibly dangerous conclusions, his mouth audibly snaps shut. Don't think about it too much. Subjects. If thou art interested, feel free to inspect them. This is no library. As if regretting his gracious gesture, he adds, However, I trust thou wilt take utmost care with the older ones. He stops on the verge of saying more. Oh, of course I will. Tell me what you know about the Gem of Immortality. Milky eyes glitter up at you, like twin marbles. Ah, yes. But thou knowest all too well about that little bauble. After all, it was thee who smashed it into the shards which caused thee so much trouble during the regency of Blackthorn, and created Ultima Online. So much power that even in a shattered state its magic still flowed. 'Tis sad to lose such an artifact. As if suddenly remembering with whom he is speaking, he amends, Much better than having mundane running about mucking with things, I suppose. Yes. Make sure you correct yourself in these matters. Tell me about the skull. 'Twould seem that someone, he pauses dramatically, let that slip into a volcano. His wry smile belies his careless tone. I don't know who you're talking about. And you'll know. Ah, now there's a question. I've heard naught of its existence since the Age of Darkness ended. Would that I knew its location. Indeed, I wish I knew it too. It was reputedly a great item of magic. Didst thou find it so? He cocks his head to one side as he asks the question. Why, yes, I did. Yes, 'tis a pity to lose such an item of antiquity. Perhaps as time unfolds it will turn up. These things have a way of surfacing at the strangest times. Of course, for all I know, it's an Ultima 8 or 9, but those don't exist. 2 parts. One part, his psyche, we shall call it, was taken by the gargoyles who live below us in a realm Who live below us? They don't now. In a realm on the other side of the world. A truly fascinating culture they have, but I digress. I begin to wonder just how long this old man has been out of circulation. Indeed. He continues, The other I have here. I call it the dark core, because without the psyche, it is mostly lifeless. His face appears to youthen, and you feel as if you're speaking to a child describing his new toy. Or perhaps pet. I believe 'twas the removal of the psyche from the core that caused this island to sink beneath the waves. You don't say. Tell me about the gargoyles, actually. Interesting creatures, thou mightest call them Balrons, but they are not the beasts that history has made of them. The larger winged ones are intelligent and magical by nature, while the smaller, wingless ones appear to be the workforce for the species. He turns his head in your direction with a puzzled expression in his eyes. I have the oddest feeling that thou hast heard all of this before. Arthian falls silent. Yeah, it was just 200 years ago in another game. Tell me about the psyche. Eventually, I shall turn my studies to that being. The gargoyles have placed it within a statue in a shrine they dedicated to their principle of diligence. Yeah, but I'm not sure that it exists anymore. Tell me about the dark core. I have found it to be quite a treasure trove of useful facts. Its sole purpose seems to be the storage of information. Oh, so it's a computer. Much of the information is trivial, such as the detailed description of the color of the sky on a particular day eons ago, while other bits give instructions for the manipulation of the world. Within it, I even found the knowledge to raise and sustain this island we stand upon. It is truly a remarkable artifact. He thinks for a moment, then looks nervously in your direction. Please, do be careful around it. Artifacts seem to have a tendency to, shall we say, disappear around thee. I don't know what the heck you're talking about. I just destroy the dangerous ones. Tell me about your blindness. The old mage seems on the verge of saying something, stops, and says, Were quarters not so confined here, I'd show thee that my blindness in no way hampers my abilities. His affliction seems to be a touchy subject with the mage. Hey, I wasn't done talking to you. I'll never get any work done like this. What do you wish of me? Arthian seems a little peevish at this point. Fine. Bye. Goodbye and good luck. Thou wilt need it. The old mage snickers under his breath, as if enjoying a personal joke, quite possibly at your expense. He does look a little more angry. Don't make me kick your butt. I will do it. Oh yes, I will. I have the power of the Hoe of Destruction. You feel as if your mind is being probed, delicately at first, then with more insistence. Images of long-past memories flit before your eyes and old emotions resurface. At one point, the images pause, so you remember the words love, Saul, moons, and death. Then a strange sense of déjà vu comes over you as the vision comes up to the current time. The images cease, and a vast wave of power overwhelms you. A wall of darkness falls. Oh! Ow! Ow. Oh, my face. Stupid dark core. How dare you do that? Well, we got a mirror here. Let's double-click on it. Oh, my. There is something in the mirror. Yes, master. How may I serve thee? The wavering visage in the mirror hesitates for a moment. Thou art not my master. He then continues with a small bow. Greetings, Britannian. What dost thou wish of the great Daemon Arcadian? Daemon, you say? What's your name? The big Daemon smiles ingratiatingly, slowly showing inch-long pointed teeth. As I have said, I am the Daemon Arcadian. Job? Arcadian attempts to smile, but failing miserably, he gives you a grimace that could turn a dragon to stone. I am currently in the service of one mage, Arthian by name, he states rather formally. You get the distinct impression that Arcadian would just as soon rip Arthian limb from limb as serve him. Tell me about Arthian. He is my master. The Daemon's smile contorts into a scarcely hidden scowl of hatred, until other arrangements can be made. Arcadian's toothsome smile peers on his shadowy features. Tell me how you serve him. The large Daemon's eyes close as he appears to be restraining the force of horrific emotions. I have served that blind old fool for over 200 years. Arcadian pauses, regaining his composure. A thought visibly crosses his darkened face. Perhaps thou mightest assist me to free myself from this unwanted bondage. Perhaps? I could prove an invaluable ally. The Daemon pauses to let his offer sink in, then, well, mortal, wilt thou help me? Sure, why not? I have no problems making deals with Daemons. A wicked look of triumph flickers across Arcadian's face, to be quickly replaced by a ludicrous semblance of gratitude. Thou art truly courageous to vow to release me. My gratitude hath no bounds. An oily grin coats the Daemon's face. Thou hast made quite a powerful ally this day, mortal. His eyes blink in what is possibly meant to be a charming manner. Tell me about being a Daemon. That is how thy people address those of my race. You can't tell from Arcadian's tone of voice whether or not he minds that fact. Well, tell me about releasing you. I'll need a special gem in which to house my essence when thou crackest this prison of a mirror. His eyes are alight with the possibility of his impending freedom. Tell me about this gem. There is one on this island, that much I know. Find it. Bring it to me, and together we shall break this mirror which binds me to that blasted mage. Okay, well. So, we have a new mission to free a Daemon. Sure, what's the worst that could possibly happen? I'm sure there's nothing wrong with that. Hey, sup, Arthian. I'll never get any work done like this. What do you wish of me? Arthian seems a little peevish at this point. Aw, you poor little Arthian, are you peevish? Tell me about the Daemon Mirror, please. Ah, so thou hast met that old windbag. Truly, I feel that I would do better to free myself of that burdensome beast, but he sometimes proves to be useful. If it weren't for his whining, perhaps he and I would get along better. Whining? 'Tis his favorite pastime. He begs, pleads, and threatens me to free him from that stupid mirror. Believe me, if I could, I would have done it long ago. Arthian's lined face shows his chagrin. Free? He wants this special bauble. I once possessed this gem he seeks, but I don't think he'd be very happy once he gets it. I've tried to tell him that 'twould only imprison him in a more mobile jail, but alas, his head is made of stone. Jail? Quite. Arcadian seeks to have dominion over Britannia, and believes that the gem will give him the ability to exert his power here. In truth, the ether gem works in reverse. His power will become accessible to the one who possesses the gem. Tell me about this gem. I am intrigued. The gem was pilfered from me by an ill-tempered dragon. Oh, you don't say. She blew her way into the castle, waylaid the golems that protect the Shrine of Principle, then destroyed a perfectly good secret door on her way to the test of courage. I'd have liked to see her squeeze through the hole she made. 'Tis hardly big enough for a creature of her bulk. The mage's milky eyes twinkle with suppressed mirth. Golems? This is the first you've mentioned these. Yes. This pair of man-shaped magical constructs used to guard the Shrine of Principle, but alas, one fell prey to falling rocks when the dragon assaulted the castle. The other picked up his, brother, for lack of a better word, and carried him off through the portal to the test of love. You don't say. Tell me about the Shrine of Principle. The shrine lies through the doors to the rear of the main hall. Yeah, we've been there. Thou canst find 3 statues, each one dedicated to a principle set forth by Lord British at the beginning of the Age of Enlightenment. Conspiratorially, he adds, a bit stuffy, but they make nice cloak racks. Oh, that's just rude. Tell me about the test of courage. I believe 'twas set in motion by Lord British in order to test, he gestures in your direction, a virtuous heroine's fighting ability and courage. I'm glad you didn't say hero. The statues in the back of this castle can tell thee more about the tests, though. Arthian grins mysteriously. Tell me about the test of love. I not had the chance to inspect that oddity yet. However, thou art welcome to peruse it at thy leisure. He smiles like a grandfather giving a present to a child. Yeah. Goodbye and good luck. Thou wilt need it. The old mage snickers under his breath as if enjoying a personal joke, quite possibly at your expense. Seriously, dude, you're gonna pay one of these days. Alright, well. So, we've got 3 tests to perform. Which one will we choose first? Find out in the next episode. See you then.